ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च शारदा शारदाम्भोज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिम्। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We will read the Bhashya. Please repeat after me. Vedanta, Lord, let us chant the sutra. Athato Brahma Jigyasa Avicharyam Vicharyam Va Brahmadhyasa Nirupanad Asandeha Phalattvabhyam न विचारम तदर्हति अध्यासोऽहं बुद्धिसिद्धः असंगब्रह्मश्रुतिरितम् संदेहात् मुक्तिभावाच्च विचार्यं ब्रह्मवेदतः वेदान्तमीमांसा शास्त्रस्य व्याचिख्यासितस्य इदम् आदिमं सूत्रम् तत्र अथ शब्दः आनन्तार्यार्थः परिक्रियते न अधिकारार्थः ब्रह्मजिज्ञासाया अनधिकार्यत्वात् मंगलस्य च वाक्यार्थे समन्वय अभावात् अथ अनंतर प्रयुक्तः एव ही अथ शब्दः श्रुत्या मंगल प्रयोजनो भवति पूर्व प्रकृत अपेक्षायाश्च फलतः आनन्तर्य अव्यतिरेकात् सति च आनन्त्यार्थत्वे यथा धर्म जिज्ञासा पूर्ववृत्तं वेदाध्ययनं नियमेन अपेक्षत एवं ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा अपि यत् पूर्ववृत्तं नियमेन अपेक्षते तत् वक्तव्यम् स्वाध्याय अनन्तर्यं तु समानं ननु इह कर्म अवबोधनान्तर्यं विशेषः न धर्मजिज्ञासायाः प्राक् अपि अधीतवेदान्तस्य ब्रह्मजिज्ञासा उपपत्तेः यथा च हृदयादि अवदानानाम् अनन्तर्य नियमः कर्मस्य विवक्षितत्वात् न तथा इह क्रमो विवक्षितः विशेषशेषित्वे अधिकृत अधिकारे वा प्रमाण अभावात् धर्म ब्रह्म जिज्ञासयोः फल जिज्ञास्य भेदाच्च अभ्युदय फलम धर्म ज्ञानम तच्च अनुष्ठान अपेक्षम निःश्रेयस फलम तो ब्रह्म विज्ञानम न च अनुष्ठानांतर अपेक्षम भव्यश्च धर्मो जिज्ञास्यः न ज्ञान काले अस्ति पुरुष व्यापार तंत्रत्वात् इह तु भूतं ब्रह्म जिज्ञास्यं नित्यत्वात् पुरुष व्यापार तंत्रम चोदना प्रवृत्ति भेदाच्च या ही चोदना धर्मस्य लक्षणं सा स्वविषये नियुञ्जान्येव पुरुषम् अवबोधयति ब्रह्मचोदना तो पुरुषम् अवबोधयति एव केवलम् अवबोधस्य चोदना अजन्यत्वात् न पुरुषः अवबोधे नियुज्यते यथा अक्षार्थ सन्निकर्षेण अर्थ अवबोधे तद्वत् तस्मात् किमपि वक्तव्यं यत् अनन्तरं ब्रह्म जिज्ञासोपदिश्यते इति उच्यते। नित्यानित्यवस्तु विवेकः इह अमुत्र अर्थभोग विरागः शम दम आदि साधन संपत मुमुक्षुत्वं च तेषु हि सत्सु प्रागपि धर्म जिज्ञासायाः ऊर्ध्वं न शक्यते ब्रह्म जिज्ञासितुं ज्ञातुं च न विपर्यये। तस्माद् अथ शब्देन यथोक्त साधन संपत्ति यथोक्त साधन संपत्त्यानन्तर्यम् उपदिश्यते। Let us see now as we saw. So if you want to see each word, you can see the course recordings. There I have taken each word. Here I will not take each word, but I will tell what is in the Bhashya. And yesterday we had seen what is the meaning of Atha Ataha Brahma Jigyasa. If you remember, so there were 3 stages of study. One is the general meaning of each sutra, and second is the Shabda Arth, and third is the phalam. What is the fruit of that particular thing? So when I had said that there is a adhikaran, how many adhikaran is there in Brahma Sutra? 192. And in each adhikaran there can be one or many sutras. And depending on the first sutra, the name of adhikaran is there. So this sutra is called Jigyasa Adhikaran. And in this only one adhikaran is there. So one sutra is there. In this particular adhikaran means topic. In one topic there are many, sutra means aphorisms. And in that adhikaran only one sutra is there, which is this sutra Athato Brahma Jigyasa. And I had talked about yesterday that the sutra is not something independent, but behind the sutra there is one Upanishadic statement which was called Vishayavakyam. But that Upanishadic mantra, so what is the purpose of the Brahma Sutra? To establish the point that what oneness of Atma and Brahman Upanishad is talking is right. So it is not independently telling about the oneness of Atma and Brahman. It is reinforcing the Upanishadic mantras and telling that these mantras are telling rightly the oneness of Atma and Brahman. This is the main theme of Brahma Sutra. The mantra of this is I was saying exercise left to the acharyas to find out which is the mantra from which Upanishad. And that particular Upanishadic statement which is reflected in the sutra is called Vishayavakyam. So, and this is where Bhagavan Bhashyakar helps us to find what is the exact statement of the Upanishad. Rather, it is a prerequisite that if you study the Upanishad, then only you should study the Brahma Sutra. I have seen people starting with Brahma Sutra. I don't know what they understand and what they study, only God knows and they know. But it is not advisable because you have not heard the Upanishad. What will you know the meaning of that? So, Bhagavan Vyasacharya is not going to explain that particular Upanishadic mantra. He is not going to explain. And therefore, Bhagavan Bhashyakar wrote commentary on the 10 Upanishads because they have been frequently quoted, or they are the main Vishayavakya. Main Vishayavakya in Brahma Sutra has been taken from those Upanishads. Please note, not that other Upanishads are less important. Don't use such words that 10 main Upanishads are important, rest are not that important. This is not right way to say. You can say this is commented because of this reason the commentary has been. There are a lot of Upanishads are there. Narsingh Upanishad is there, Tapani Upanishad is there, Kaushitiki Upanishad is there. Lot of Upanishads are there. Now I am going to go ahead with this. So yesterday you saw there were 3 Upanishads which were the Vishayavakya of this first sutra. One was Taittiriya, if you remember, then Chandogya, and then Brihadaranyaka. You should see that particular mantra pushpam and mark it. Either you should make your notes that this is said here, or you should keep in your mind. Now, when it was said in these three places that tad vijigyasasva, that was said in Bhriguvalli, then it was said in 8th chapter, sa vijigyasitavyam. So, tat is because Brahman is there, sa is because Atma is there. Sa vijigyasitavyam. So, vijigyasitavyah, not tavyam. Vijigyasitavyah, 8th chapter. And Atmavare Drishtavyah, that is in Brihadaranyaka. So, there is a clear-cut instruction that is coming that Brahman inquiry is required. Atma should be known. Please note, Upanishad will not give a statement, I already know I am there. No, this is not the Upanishad is not saying. Upanishad will always tell which is not known to you. So when it is said, know the Atma, it means that know the Brahman status of the Atma. Anyway I know Atma, something I know about the Atma, I am existing and I am Karta Bhokta. No, this is not the purpose of that. Purpose is to make you reveal the Brahman status of the Atma and not the Atma per se. So Brahman inquiry should be done. Inquiry about your nature should be the goal of life. And all other sadhana called Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Nam Jap, Puja, and Guru Shakti, all other sadhana are the means to come to the Brahma Jigyasa. So what do you mean by that? So, Athato Brahma Jigyasa Kartavya. This is the main sutra. Kartavya you have to add there. So how do you translate? Thereafter, therefore, the inquiry about the Brahman should be done. This is the main sutra. You have to add it, because as I tell in Sanskrit, everything need not be said. Many times verb is not mentioned. So, now what shall I do now? So, inquiry about the Brahman cannot be done objectively, because it's not an object which you see there. You cannot inquire about the Brahman like the person is there. You can ask the person, who are you? If something is in front of you, then you can ask him, who are you? Or you can see with your eyes, this is blue, this is white, this is tall. So I know that this is a wall. Child says, what is this? The mother will say, this is a wall. Or this is an elephant. So Brahman is not an object that can I say that this is wall, this is tall, this is big, this is small. So anything which is nitya aparoksh and is unknown, it needs a upadesh. I'm repeating it. Anything which is nitya aparoksh, which is aparoksh I'm translating as indirect. It is always indirect and it is not known to you. It has to be given, the upadesh has to be given to reveal the nature of that which is covered by ignorance. So, independent inquiry about the Brahman cannot be done. Supposing, anything is there, like Newton did the inquiry about the gravitational law, because it was the object of perception. So he need not need any other thing. Or supposing Galileo wanted to know the stars, so he could use microscope, telescope, not microscope, telescope. Or supposing they want to know what is the nature of viruses and bacteria. So they have very high resolution microscopes are there, and they can see. This is how blood test, etc. is done. They put it into microscope, very high resolution microscope. The technology has developed quite a bit now, and they can see that this is the virus there, this is the thing in the blood is there. So they can know it. They don't need a very big updesh after that. They can find it out. This is the way it is like that. But something which is not known by any karana, it is karana agochar. It is karma agochar. It is manas agochar, which cannot be known by my own intellect, because intellect cannot know it. Intellect cannot know means cannot make it object of thought, cannot objectify it, and therefore we need one special kind of microscope which is called Upanishadic microscopes required, which does not see through the karana, which uses the process of negation, which uses the technique of Drigdrishya Vivek or Panchkosh Vivek or Avasthatraya Vivek, as is used in Panchkosh Vivek is used in which Upanishad? Taittiriya Upanishad is there. So they have used the prakriya, and therefore the Brahman, which is the main knowing of which is the main purpose of life, is known through the Upanishad, and therefore Brahman is also given the name Aupanishad, because it is known in the Upanishad, therefore it is called Aupanishad. 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 Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. It comes, no? And therefore we replace the word Brahma, Brahma Jigyasa word, I will replace the word by Vedanta inquiry. So how the sutra will be now? So athato Vedanta vichara kartavya. So instead of the word Brahma, we will use the word Vedanta vichara kartavya. We should have the jigyasa. Athato Brahma jigyasa kartavya. Okay, I hope this is clear now. So this is the first meaning. देखो ऐसे पढ़ा जाता है. This is the way to study the Brahma Sutra. Now, how will you say in the language of Nyaya? When I say language of Nyaya, means what? There is a Paksh or Pratigya, then Hetu, then Drishtant. Very common word you have heard. This is called Anuman Vakya. So what is the Anuman Vakya here? What is the Paksh? Paksh means Sadhyam. What you want to prove. What you want to prove. What example you heard? Parvataha Vanniman. Parvataha, you are not seeing the fire, but you are saying, you are making a statement of fact, which you have to prove that Parvataha Vanniman. The fire, the mountain is with the fire, although you don't see the fire. You are not seeing the fire, but you are saying Parvataha Vanniman. Then what you have to see? Hetu has to be given. Hetu has to be given. What is the Hetu here? Hetu is there that yatra yatra dhuma tatra tatra vanni. This is hetu. Okay. So parvatah vanniman. Say in one word, dhumatvat. Dhumatvat. What is the drishtantah? Yatha mahanasah. As in the kitchen. As in the kitchen, I see that wherever there is a yatra dhumaha, tatra tatra vanni. Wherever there is a smoke, there is a fire. I hope you are clear. This has been taken earlier. So Vyapti Gyan was there. Vyapti was there. So fire pervades the smoke. There is a Vyapti of the fire in the smoke. Don't make it the pervasiveness of space as technical language. Vyapti Gyan. This is called Vyapti is there. Now, what is the Nyaya language in this Athato Brahma Jigyasa? So what is there? Vedant Shastram Arambhaniniyam. Vedant Shastra should be studied. Right? This is the Pratigya. Pratigya, Paksha, Sadhyam, all these three words are used. Don't get confused. So Vedant Shastram means Upanishad. Vedant Shastram or Upanishad should be Arambhaniyam or should be studied. Acha? Haan. So, what is the hetu for that? Anubandh chatushtayvatvat. Anubandh chatushtayvatvat. Because it has the Anubandh chatushtayvat. This sutra has the, or the Vedant has the Anubandh chatushtay. I already discussed. Anubandh chatushtay of Upanishad is all same, huh? Anubandh chatushtay vatpat. Because I see the adhikari, I see the vishay, I see the prayojan, and I see the phal. So somebody, he saw the Anubandha chatushtay of the Upanishad. So it is endowed with the Anubandha chatushtay. Don't say sadhan chatushtay. Anubandha chatushtay vatvat. Chatushtay we say, we mix here and there, chatushtay is there. Okay. When the Yuva Kendra function was going on, and one person from his university invited his teacher to professor, and he had to introduce it. And every time he said teacher, he said my cheater. He said I am very happy to introduce my cheater, and he didn't correct himself also. I couldn't stop laughing at him. Because he was unaware. He could have corrected himself. It happens sometimes, the slip of the tongue, but he was not aware of that. So after he talked, then I told him. But the teacher didn't mind. Teacher was very sporting, so he didn't take it very seriously. So wherever chatushtay comes, so see what are you talking, Anubandha chatushtay or sadhan chatushtay. So hetu is Anubandha chatushtay vatvat. Okay. And what is the drishtant? What is the drishtant? Dharma shastravat. Drishtant should be what? You cannot give this drishtant here, because you are proving this. He is beautiful. Like himself. No, you cannot give this drishtant should not be on the same thing. He is very intelligent. Like whom? Like himself. No, you are proving that. What you are proving, that drishtant you cannot give. You have to give some other example to prove that. He is beautiful, like the moon. Like the lotus. Don't say cactus. Or he is beautiful like the rose. or like the Kamal. So Drishtant is like Dharma Shastravat. Like in the Dharma Shastra, if you study, you attain higher lokas. Similarly, if you study the Vedanta Shastra, you will attain Atmalok. This is the meaning here. I hope this is clear. So how do you say? Yatra yatra anubandha chatushtayavatvam tatra tatra Vedanta Shastra arambaniyam. So wherever there is a anubandha chatushtaya, that you have adhikari, you have vishaya, you have prayojan, you have phal, you want to study something. If there is somebody who has anubandha chatushtaya, that means there is a fourth thing you are getting. You have adhikari, you have vishaya, you have prayojan. That means he is quite an advanced student, and he has the Upanishad also, he has the teacher also. All is included in that. Okay, he has all included. So yatra yatra anubandha chatushtaya vatvam tatra tatra Vedanta Shastra arambaniyam. There he should now study the Vedanta. Therefore, he should now study, he should do inquiry about the nature of Brahman. Vedanta Shastra arambaniyam. Arambaniyam means should be studied. He should be now studying the Vedanta Shastra. Vedanta Shastra should be dwelled upon. He should do inquiry about the Vedanta Shastra. When I say inquiry about Vedanta Shastra, it doesn't mean he should ascertain how Atma is of the nature of Brahman. I hope this point is clear. Now coming on to the word analysis. Your more attention is required now. Word analysis of the sutra. Okay, of the sutram you can say. Sutram is neuter gender. So sutram you can say, or sutrani. Don't say sutraha. Don't use, either you say just sutra and be safe. Okay. Don't unnecessarily put halant, visarg. Don't use that. Will you give me the phalaha? So this is not the phalaha. Phalam is there. When you don't know Sanskrit, don't speak. Don't speak something wrong. So, please now get this point. Now there are three words. One is atha, other is ataha, and third word is Brahma Jigyasa. In Brahma Jigyasa is a compound word, is a samas. Brahma Jigyasa is a samas. Which samas? Shashti Tatpurush. Brahmana Jigyasa, Brahma Jigyasa. So, desire of the knowledge of the Brahman. This is called Brahma Jigyasa. So this is now Bhashya has been taken. I have read the Bhashya and you will know something. So Bhashya is also a technical word. Any commentary cannot be called Bhashya. Bhashya cannot be given, anything cannot be called Bhashya. You can't say Vivekananda has written a Bhashya on this subject. Bhashya cannot be said like that. So what is called Bhashya? You write the meaning of Bhashya. Sutrartho yatra varnate. So where the meaning of the sutra has been mentioned. Sutrartho yatra varnyate. I have mentioned that. Say next one. Vakyaihi sutra anusaribhi. So, by this statement, sutrartho yatra varnyate, vakyaihi sutra anusaribhi, in the sequence in which the word is coming. By the statement, not that he will say Brahma Jigyasa first, then Atha, then Ataha, Anusaribhi. swapadani cha varnyante. Then each pad has been, after that, varnyante. Varnyante means expounded. First the meaning has been said. Then the word will be expounded. Meaning, first direct meaning, sut, this is ath means thereafter. This is called sutrartha. But what is the meaning of that is called varnyante? So varnan is the expansion. Why? What is the meaning of that? What is the exact meaning of that? So swapadani cha varnyante, where these three conditions are fulfilled. Bhashyam, bhashya vido viduhu. That is called bhashyam. Okay, general commentary is not called bhashyam. So commentary word is a loose word. We can say Gurudev's commentary or Madhvacharya's commentary. You can say commentary word. Or you write something, you can say commentary. But bhashya is a technical word. So sutrartho varnate yatra. Then say vakyahi sutra anusaribhi swapadani cha varnyante bhashyam bhashya vido viduhu. This is called the definition of the bhashya. So bhashya should not alter the sequence of the sutras. Now I will now come to Shabd Vichar. What are the Shabd here? Atha, Ataha and Brahma Jigyasa. Now coming on to the Ath Shabd. I had taken this Ath Shabd, I don't know you remember or not. So Ath Shabd, the word Atha has twofold functions in Brahma Sutra. What is this twofold? One, Ath is a sound. One is Ath as a sound, Shabd Rupena, and other is Ath as a word. One is the sound Atha, other is the word Atha. One is Shabd Rupena, other is Pad Rupena. What is the meaning of that? So supposing you are listening something, you are listening anything, and you don't know that particular language in which you are listening. You don't know a particular language, but you listen to something. Supposing you don't know English, or you don't know Hindi, or you don't know Gujarati, or you don't know Tamil. In Tamil you heard. Somebody is talking in Tamil. Or somebody is talking in Marathi. So, Laukar. Laukar means? What word you heard? It has shabd but no meaning is there. Laukar. Laukar means hurry up. Hurry up. When I say hurry up, you are knowing the word also and the meaning also. But who is not knowing English, he will only hear the sound and no meaning is there. Sapad. Sapad means? What? To eat. It's Tamil word. Okay. Here in South Africa, Tamilians don't know Tamil. Not a single word sometimes. And Telugus don't know Telugu language. This is not right. They should have known their mother tongue. Mother tongue is very important to know. And slowly Hindis also don't know Hindi language. So earlier generation they were talking also and they were knowing also. Then another generation came. They were not talking but understanding. Now after 1-2 generations, they will neither understand nor talk. They will be cut from the big literature and glory. So glory that comes is knowing your mother tongue. If you know Tamil, there is a big Tamil literature. Very glorious Tamil literature is there. Very, very rich. So you will never feel glorious about being a Tamil. Similar with Hindi also. You don't know what great literature and great saints have come, great work has been done. Because all the work has been done in their own mother tongue. Main work has been done. Okay? This is the loss. Anyway, coming back to the point. So, Atha Shabd is there, you know some sound which is known only by Pratyaksh Praman. You hear Chinese word is you hear. You will only know the sound, some sound is there. I don't know this, what is the meaning. I don't know what is the meaning. So where Shrotra Indriya is the Pramana, where only Shabd Pramana is there. So Shabd is only acting as a Prameya, any object of Pramana. My ears are the Praman, and this word was only a Prameya. I don't know what is the meaning of this word is there. And supposing you have a healthy ear, you will hear a sound. If you are not having a healthy ear, you will not hear that sound also. Okay, so this is word. So you heard something. Well, yes, I heard some word was there, but I don't know what is the meaning. I don't know what is the meaning, but supposing somebody, so you had only prameyam, shabd was heard. But supposing somebody had known the word, supposing somebody had known the word, he is a literate person in the world. He is a knower of the language, particular knower of the language. Then not only he will hear the word, but he will also know the meaning of the word. So for him, the word is not only pramey, now it is pramana. Now it is pramana. Okay? Difference, you got it? Didn't get it. Supposing I say, Kim kartavya mudha. Kim kartavya mudha. A Sanskrit word is there. So this has only reached your ears. It is pramey or pramana. If you have only heard and don't know the meaning, it is only pramey. What is the meaning of this word? Well, I don't know. I am not that much literate in Sanskrit to know this. Then you will say like that. Kim kartavya mudha? One who is in a fix, what is my duty? Kim kartavya mudha? What is a fix? I am quite lost. What is my duty here? My mother is also ill in the house, and ashram also is there. I am a brahmachari. So should I take class or should I look after my mother? There is nobody to look after my mother. This is called Kim Kartavya Mudha. What is my duty? I am not able to understand. You got the meaning now. Kim Kartavya Mudha. Now, Ath Shabd. So, every word has two status. One is Prameyam, other is Pramanam. So, when it is Shabd Roop Ev, it is Prameyam. But when it implies a meaning, it is not only a Shabd, a sound. It is not a sound. It has a meaning. It is communicating something. It is a communication. It is giving you some instruction or some knowledge or some kind of do's and don'ts. Then it is not a prameyam only. It is also a pramanam. Well, how do you know that he is? Well, he said, I am kim kartavyam, aham kim kartavyam mudha. He only told that I am in a fix. I am in doubt what to do. So this shabd is now praman roop padam, and first is pramey roop shabdah. So one is only shabd. Shabd means word alone. And other is Padam. Padam means he is knowing the meaning of that also. Okay. So deaf person will have neither. One who is deaf, for him Prameyam also is not possible. And one who is having healthy ear, at least he will hear something. What is there, he don't know. What is there, he won't know, and supposing he tries to put it, it will become a problem. So don't try to put if you don't know that. Like guzar gaye means, passed away. And गुजर रहे थे, that means he was walking. यहाँ से गुजर रहे थे, he was just walking past. He was passing. But गुजर गए means dead. अब गुजर रहे थे and गुजर गए both has a totally different meanings. But one person came, he didn't understand the difference between two. And somebody was walking past, बोले वो कहाँ गए, बोले गुजर गए. Now the person in बोले वो कब गुजरे वो, बोले अभी गुजरे 10 मिनट हुआ, 10 minutes back. He started crying. बोले लेकिन कहाँ है, where is his body, बोले तो he गुजर गए यहाँ से. Here his body went away from here. बोले but 10 minutes back he passed away and his body went so fast. They did not wait. बोले no, he did not wait, he just went away. So don't use the language if you are not confident. It can have horrible meaning. So, and a person can feel offended also. Some words may not have good meaning also if you twist slightly here and there. So be very careful. So, okay. So here, Swami ji, aap khana khayegi? It's like that. Those people who don't know gender also, they have come now, they are trying to speak in Hindi. बोले आप खाना खाएंगी? They don't know खाएंगी is a feminine. आप नहीं खाएंगी खाना. आपको you have to say आप खाना खाएंगे. This has to be said here, no? So atha has two meanings now. One is Shabd Rupen, other is Pad Rupen. Now what Shankaracharya Bhagavan is saying, I'll show you, but I'm trying to put it in a more agreeable form before I enter into the Bhashya. I will show everything. He says here that when it is of the nature of Pramey, when it is Shabd Roop, it is Mangal Janak. Ath as a sound is Manglik, Mangal Janakam. And when Ath is Pad Rupena, it is Arth Bodhakam. It has a particular meaning of Anantaryam, thereafter. Right? Two meanings are there. One is Mangal Janakam, creating auspiciousness. And other is Anantaryam, Padarupena Anantaryam. Being the first sutra, he starts with the Mangalam. But instead of writing one full shlok on Mangalachar, he said, why should I waste my words? Ath word itself is a Mangalachar. So, those who write sutras, they are supposed not to even increase one word. If they can save one letter and some word, so they get the joy of having a son. So this is said here. Manyante putrotsavam. So they think that I have got the joy if they can save one word. So why should he put on another shlok for Mangalachar? And without Mangalachar, in the tradition, the text is considered not good. So every text you start, it is with the Mangalachar. Like, Bhagavad Janmadhyasya Tonvayadi Taratah Chartheshvabhikya Swarat Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kohoga Satyam Param Dhimahi. Or Ramcharitmanas Varnanam Varta Sanghanam Rasanam Chandasam Api Mangalanam Chakartaro Vande Vani Vinayakau. Or Mahabharata is there. So there also Mangalachar is there. Nar and Narayan, that Mangalachar. So here Mangalachar is Ath Shabd. And what is Panini's Mangalachar? Vriddhi Radaicha. So first sutra what Maharshi Panini wrote is Vriddhi Radaicha. So Vriddhi word is used. So Vriddhi has Shabd Roop and Pad Roop also. So Vriddhi by itself is meaning, is the nature of Mangal. Words are Mangal. And meaning At Et. Technical meaning of Vriddhi is another. Sandhi is there. Vriddhi Sandhi is there. Good Sandhi, Vriddhi Sandhi is there. But he starts with Vriddhi Radaicha. He didn't write another Mangalachar. So here Bhagwan Veda Vyasa, he has written the word Atha including Mangalachar. Vigna Nivaranartham. Ishwar Prasadartham. Avignena Grantha Samaptyartham. So there are many purposes. So Vigna Nivaranartham. While I am starting, there should be no obstacle. A lot of obstacle is coming. Okay. Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, Adi Devik. They were living under trees. Supposing it starts raining, flooding. Some Vigna is here, or some Shishya ran away. So they are asking other Shishyas to find out where he had gone now. So the class is interrupted. Or the teacher is ill. Many things can happen. Hundreds Vigna can come. So Vigna Nivaranartham. Second, Ishwar Prasad Siddhyartham. So Ishwar, God should be pleased. God should be pleased by our action. And third, Avigna Grantha Samaptyartham. Those who are writing or those who are starting, they want that this text should be completed without much obstacles. Avigna Samaptyartham. Avignena Grantha Samaptyartham. Avignena Grantha Samaptyartham. So let the text be completed without. Okay. So these are Mangalacharan is there. Well, how do you know that Ath Shabd is Mangalacharan shlok? So you have heard this shlok. Omkar Ath Sabdascha Dau Etau Brahmana Pura Kantham Vitva Viniryatau Tasmat Mangalikau Ubhau. This you have heard. When Brahmaji started the creation, what he said? He said Ath and Om. Omkar Ath Shabdascha. Omkar Ath Shabdascha. Dvau Etau Brahmana Pura. I have told this earlier. See in your book. I must have made one line. See, the book is there. The bottom of the commentary. Second 29 page. Underline क्या होगा? ओंकार अथ शब्दश्च द्वौ एतौ ब्रह्मणा पुरा कंठम भित्वा विनिर्यातौ तस्मात् मांगलिकौ उभौ. And therefore, this is called Mangalik. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita, how it starts? Atha Panchamodhyayah. So don't start straight away. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Start Ath, because there are chances you will forget the chapter, and therefore you need some auspiciousness. or you will chant wrongly. Only ha, then I will say at many times. So atha panchamodhyaya. This is how much respect was there for the Bhagwan, for the completion of action, and how much they knew that action can be met with so many obstacles also. So now let me go to Amar Kosh now. So Ath has a shabd you have heard now. The Yoga Sutra also starts Ath Yoga Anushasanam. So this is said here. Now let us see what is said here. What is the meaning of Ath Shabd as a Padam? What is the meaning of Padam? Mangal Arambha you have heard. Adhikar. Ath also indicates Adhikar, Prayojan. All this is, see the fourth line, Mangal, Anantara, Arambha, Prashna, Karsneshu. So these are the meaning of the Athpad, the word meaning. It is a praman here. The sound is the prameya here. You are taking as prameya or praman. So if you don't know, it was only prameya. But now you know the meaning, then it is praman also. Okay. So here what? So Ath also has the meaning here as Karsneshu, means Purna. So here Bhashyakar says, here Ath has the meaning of Anantar. Anantar means what? Thereafter. Whereas thereafter means whereafter? Thereafter. After this. Thereafter means after this. But after what? This question will now come. After what? You are saying thereafter. But thereafter means what? Dekho, then and thereafter both are different. Then has the meaning of time is there. I was going out, then he came. Then and thereafter means after this action, this has to be done. After you serve the soup, thereafter you serve the main dish. Okay. So thereafter has a meaning of some action being completed, then you start another action. And then means that after this time, this has happened. Okay. It was 8 o'clock, then my father came. There was no action there. Only time was indicated by the word then. Tada word is used then. Tada. Yada tada. So thereafter means after some action has been done, therefore you are saying thereafter. Okay. So it is indicating that something has to be done, therefore Ath word has come now. Okay. Now, and therefore, what is the meaning of Ath here? Anantaryam. Although Ath has the meaning of Arambha, Ath has the meaning of Karsne, means Purna. But here the meaning of Amar Kosh you have heard, no? Amar Kosh. Amar Kosh is a book in which one word has many meanings. Like Atma word is there. So Atma word has 6 meanings in Amar Kosh. Atma can mean mind also. Atma can mean body also. And Atma can mean self also. Atma can mean essence also. So they used to by heart Amar Kosh. They used to by heart. So I was in Pune and one boy is joining the course. So before he studied Sanskrit and Nyaya somewhere. So I said, what you studied in Sanskrit? He said, I studied Amarkosh. Amarkosh. I have the book. If you want to see, you can see. But you, by Amarkosh, I said, when you by heart. Well, yes, the teacher was there, he made me by heart. I didn't ask how much he by heart, but how much you by heart so much? Because which meaning is applicable, you have to find out from Amarkosh. Okay, this is the meaning. Like it is said, Mahatma. The Mahatma word here, Atma is not Satchidanand. Here, Man is the Mahatma. Meaning of Atma is Man. Mahan, Mahat, Manah, Yasya. Whose mind is very big is called Mahatma. So, Mahatma word is not used in the context of Satchidananda Atma there. And therefore, any word should not be literally told, but what is the meaning of Atma? Where it has come. Where it has come. Then only I can tell what is the meaning of Atma. Atma word does not have the meaning only Satchidananda Atma. So Mahatma word, Mahat Manah Yasya, who has a very, very big mind is there. Very composed. Big mind means composed mind, quiet mind, who sees others as expression of Virat. Who doesn't have this is mine, this is his, mine, he is mine and he is not mine. He is my son and he is not my son. Who doesn't have this differentiation in his mind. What is a Sansari person? Well, he is my son. He is not my son. He is my daughter, but she is not my daughter. I don't care for her. I have to care for my daughter only. I am responsible for 4 people only. I am not responsible for all families. He is only my family. We 2 are there and my 2 sons are also there. We 4 live. What about neighbor? I don't care. But Mahatma is there whose Atma is whole Brahman, whose mind pervades everything. Okay? So this is the meaning of Man is there. So this is how study was done in the previous days. This is called classical way of studying. So we become very firm. And Bhashyakar will use like that. Here also see this Ratna Prabha Tika has used, he has first told what is the meaning of Atshat. And thereafter he is coming, that among all words, Shankaracharya Bhagavan has taken Anantar word only. Other word is not fitting here. Okay. Now, Shankaracharya is saying, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying, that Vedacharya, Bhagavan Veda Vyasacharya is, don't use the word Vyas said, Shankar said, don't use the word, he is not your son. Okay? He is like God. Not guide, he is God himself. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyas Rupaya Vishnave. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam. Keshavam means he is Lord Krishna only. So either you say Bhagavan Veda Vyasa or you say Vyasacharya, or you say Bhagavan Veda Vyasa. Always use the words with some respect. Okay, they are not only Pujya, they are Mahapujya. They are Mahan Pujya. You can see, Namostute Vyasa Vishal Buddhe. He was visionary. 100,000 shlokas he wrote in Mahabharata. You can't write one shloka also. Writing, chanting is a challenge. So our status and their status are quite different. Okay, somewhere very easy to say some loose comment, but not one small thing we can do what they did. People write, comment on Manusmriti. They don't know anything about Manusmriti. One in Calcutta somebody said, what is this Manusmriti has spoiled? I said, tell me one shloka of Manusmriti. What do you know about Manusmriti? Don't loosely use these words. I have read Manusmriti. I have read it and I did not find any objectionable sloka. And if that shlok is appearing objectionable, you have not known the proper meaning. Okay. So go to the knower of that particular subject to know the meaning. Well, you know, the politicians say, don't talk about that. That you cannot know that meaning. So Bhagwan Vedavyasa, Shankaracharya Bhagwan is saying that here Anantar word has been used in the pad meaning of Atha. Well, what is meaning of Anantar? Yogyata Siddhi Anantaram Jigyasa. You should be qualified, then you will have Jigyasa. So Ath means here what? Niyam Apekshit Yogyata. The qualification which should invariably be there for Brahma Jigyasa. So Niyam Apekshit Yogyata. So one should do inquiry about the Brahman. This is the Brahma Jigyasa. But after having the qualification, any course you apply, first it is written qualification is this, you should have passed this. You can't just enter anywhere and just sit in the university and you can just sit. You cannot be allowed to sit in any class. There is the entrance test is there, or the marks of the 12th metric is seen. Or you cannot just go and sit in the, start driving the car. Driving the car also required you should have license. Then only you can drive the car. So any action should be preceded by the yogyata. This is the karma siddhant. Okay. Even child is there, they say don't give solid food. He cannot digest solid food. He is on semi-solids now. Give banana or give mashed potato. He cannot eat roti straight away. He is not qualified. If he eats, then it will get stuck up in his throat. He will start coughing. He can be choked or he will have his stomach ache. He cannot digest. Small babies, digestion is not strong. He can only take milk. Very small baby. Then he can take semi-solid. Then after 1 year, solid. So any action is always preceded by yogyata only. Okay. So niyam apekshit yogyata. So what is meaning of ath shabd? Niyam apekshit anantar. Anantar what? After having qualification. After having qualification, then you do Brahma Jigyasa. So ath implies what? Niyam, it is implying niyam apekshit yogyata. Okay, understood. See how systematically this study is going on. The link is there. Okay. Now another question came, okay, what is that yogyata? What is the invariable yogyata for Brahma Jigyasa or Vedant Vichar? What is the yogyata? Now here Bhashyakar enters. What he says now? Bole, yogyata here is sadhan chatushta. Okay. Sadhan chatushta is the yogyata. I hope you are getting clarity. Okay, so somebody will come. I will see it tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।